have you heard about the whole Jonah Hill drama?
No.
Okay, so we all know Jonah Hill, funny guy. He was, really chubby, was in Superbad and some other funny movies.
Like one of the funniest movies of all time.
Yeah.
Literally. I've never laughed in a theater like I did with Superbad.
Superbad is so funny.
It is.
But, okay, so he just had a baby last month with Olivia Miller.
Okay.
And he has lost a ton of weight. Like, he looks super good, by the way. He lost all his
baby weight?
Yeah, he looks super good. Here's a picture of him, like, right here.
Oh, man, he's a bear.
He's like a man.
He is. He's a bear.
He's not chunky anymore. Okay.
Making all the cubs holla.
So, just like a few weeks ago, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, Sarah Brady, who's his ex-girlfriend, they dated from 2021, 2022, released text messages and started claiming he was an emotionally abusive misogynist. And it was July 7th. July 7th she released them. So yeah, that's
Is this another Johnny
Depp?
Depp?
A week ago, I guess.
Like, is there any weight to it, or is this going to be another Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
I'm going to save my opinion for the end because I kind of want to read through the messages a little bit and really get down to it, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, what's up with this? So I have.
And the reason why I said that
here.
is that's just hard to prove.
You're right.
Emotional abuse and misogyny through that's almost like blaming someone for beliefs they have that they don't act out. It's like really hard to point out and prove.
Agree with you. So here, where's the? They're all, it looks like, okay, 8:30.
Oh, and he just had a child. Is it jealousy?
Last month.
Is it jealousy?
Month. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're going to, it says 8:30:22. This is, I believe, the earliest date on one of these messages, one of these screenshots. And we'll put pictures up as we're reading it, but it says from Jonah, or no, it's from her. What's tomorrow like for you? You free anytime? And then from him, which it looks like it's probably on another day or a different time, I don't want you to bail on school. That's important. I know I don't need to, but in the spirit of pure respect to our friendship and appreciation for each other, I did want to be transparent. Friendship? I thought they were dating. I did want to be transparent that I did start dating someone recently. I'm sorry if it's painful. It just happened, and I didn't not want to be transparent with you ever as I care about you. August 30th, 2022. So this is the end of their relationship. Is that... Oh, yeah. I mean,
it sounds like it's already over.
It's already over at this point. And this is, I think, part of why she brought it up, if I'm remembering correctly. She said, thanks for letting me know. Probably best if we don't talk for a while and you figure out where that's headed. And he said, I appreciate and understand that. And now that I'm remembering, she claims that they were sexting and stuff all before that.
Okay.
And she said something about telling him he should probably let his new girlfriend know, and it's Olivia Miller, who he just had a baby with, and now she's coming out with these allegations against him.
No. I already don't agree with that.
I already don't either.
If you're not dating someone, you can't enforce monogamy.
Yeah, so we're going actually backwards right now, which these are dated and this doesn't seem right. I don't know. I'm confused.
If the dates are all mixed up, that's like cookie cutting to create a story, a picture.
They're all from 2022. Okay, this one's from 2021. Okay, this is the message that that everybody's talking about. It says, this is December 2nd, 2021. This is while they're dating. Plain and simple, and this is from Jonah. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on him saying that?
I think that anybody is allowed to give any personal boundaries. Do those personal boundaries scream to me that he is self-conscious and
insecure?
Yes, but that doesn't make them wrong. He could also be religious. He could also have a red pill type belief, okay? And as long as both adults are consenting adults in a relationship, like, I fight for people's rights even when I wouldn't live them.
And he's
just
being honest. He's being super upfront, transparent, and honest. And I think that is the most important thing. Now, while I think
this is
that
misogyny.
These are really stupid, like you can't model, you can't be in a bathing suit on social media. I don't want you friends with unstable women, which I guess I can understand that one a little more. I don't want my partner to have relationships with super unstable people that are affecting their mental health, our relationship. Unstable people bring a lot of issues.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like all people are unstable, and each situation should be handled on a per-situation basis, meaning
absolutely
you can't try and fix a situation before it happens. That's not possible.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Surfing with men, like, what? That's what. So,
Dude,
by the way,
anybody...
Sarah Brady is her name, and she is a surfer. Like, that's what she does.
So, anybody that has lived by a beach and has surfed, okay, there's specific times that surfers are heaviest out in the waters. Now, in Orange County, there's always surfers out there, but the waves are better at certain times, okay? So, anytime you're out there when there's a whole bunch of surfers out there with the best waves, there's no way not to surf with dudes around.
Absolutely.
It's not possible.
Absolutely.
They're everywhere.
They're
and
everywhere.
Women.
Yeah.
There's more men surfers, but there is a lot of women too. That's not possible.
He also said boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. So, and to model. Like, she can't be a model now. Like, so that's what she is. She's like an Instagram model who has surfed her entire life.
Yeah.
She's not a pro surfer,
yep.
But that's what she does.
Like I said, I would never, ever, ever have these kinds of expectations on somebody that I was in a relationship with, but if he needs them to feel okay in his own skin and head, I believe that's okay. As long as you're transparent and upfront, it's up to her to say, whoa, we aren't a good match. This isn't going to work. Can we stay friends?
Yeah, so where I'm coming at this is immediately when I read this, I thought, well, he's insecure, and those are stupid, but in the same respect, he's being super honest and transparent, so that's really important. But in the same respect, all these things he's asking for are things he knew when he signed up for the relationship. She is a model.
How long
she
have they
does
been
surf.
together?
They were together a year.
Okay, so let's just
This
let's
is
just
at
go
the
down,
beginning of the relationship.
Let's go down this
It's
hole.
2021.
Okay?
They dated from 2021 to 2022. So it's somewhere near the beginning.
There's a comment at the end of that stating that these things have already affected our trust and relationship. So we don't know if a surfer guy reached out to her on Instagram because he saw her in a bikini on Instagram and said, hey, I would love to surf with you sometime. And she says, oh, this is my normal surf spot between this time. He met up with her there and they had a quickie in the parking lot. Like, we don't know these backstories of what has caused this too.
Okay. But it could also be the fact that he's so insecure that a guy just flirting with her and her not being pushy enough against that, like being like, no, I have a boyfriend, was enough to hurt his trust.
Yes, it could be, but none of those are wrong. That's where I'm going with it. I don't see that as misogyny.
I don't see it. He could be a little bit misogynistic, or he could
This
just be
is not
extremely insecure.
misogynistic.
He could be extremely insecure. I think the issue, like, okay, a man goes to a strip club and tries to hook up with a stripper because he thinks she's hot, and then he can be like, and then he thinks he can be like, well, you can't strip anymore because we're in a relationship now. You can't dress sexy anymore. You can't be anything that you were when I met you because I'm too insecure to handle it.
Okay. So yeah, that's different, and that takes into account like the whole social perception on sex work and all that.
Yeah,
other
but
stuff.
also
this
too.
though, what would make this misogynistic though, is it because there's a lot of people out there in the world that are religious or very conservative that would feel the same exact way, and I fight for those people's rights all the same, even though I would never live them. What would make this misogynistic is if he had these expectations of her and he blatantly didn't follow them himself. Then yes, that is now misogyny. If he doesn't do these things and he says, hey, I need to be in a relationship with these boundaries, okay, in order to be okay in my own head with the person that I'm with, I don't see anything wrong with that. With the relationship having those boundaries.
I see what you're saying, and I get it, and I think, like I said from the beginning, if that's the way he wants to live his life and that's what it is, then that's fine. At least he's being honest and transparent. Now, to go as far as to say he is emotionally abusive for this is a bit of a stretch. And I've seen people come from every side of this. Like, people are totally at war over this. Some people saying he's absolutely emotionally abusive and a misogynist. Other people saying, go Jonah Hill, I'm Team Jonah. And then other people saying, there's kind of problems on both sides. Like, why is she releasing this a month after he just had a baby? Like, what is she trying to gain from this?
It sounds like jealousy to me. But again, I'm not going to... dude, humans... none of us have our shit together emotionally. We are just like emotional baggage at all times. All people are. Okay. That's just kind of how it is,
yeah,
okay?
It's
so
true.
This sounds like a really crappy situation, and I don't see any wrongs here.
Yeah, well, here's some more. We'll just quickly go over the rest. He said, literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. And she says she's making fun of it and has like number one boyfriend. And then this one says gaslight much.
Wait, he says I'm the best boyfriend?
He says that.
Okay, that's a little
Then
bit
there's another
of misogyny.
one where she says gaslight much, like on the top of it, you'll be seeing it. Because she's making fun of it, and it says, even the person I loved and shared a bed with uses me and can't just be like, yeah, you were super nice. It hurts so badly, but I'm done apologizing. I was so lovely to you. And that's Jonah saying it to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like just an argument.
Yeah.
I guess. This is so drama-y.
It's very drama-y. So here's some more. Jonah saying, I've been there for you as a friend, which I have made very clear, and not only is it not your business, as I only mentioned it to you out of respect and friendship, but I have not been flirting with you or sexting you in any way where it could be inappropriate this time to start dating someone. And if anything, I have felt for you, for your change and tried to be a good and supportive friend as you transition to a scary new environment. And to be crystal clear, I have not flirted or sexted with you in any way, shape, or form in months, and went to say goodbye to you as a super kind gesture that you seem to have appreciated because it was kind. I guess she sent him a picture back right here. That's his name. And she's showing that he is saying right there, no, just holding my hard pee-pee. Okay?
Okay.
So she's proving what he's saying isn't true, and she circles the date that at 7/13/22, which this is the previous month, I'm guessing. So a month ago he sent that to her.
Okay.
Which a month later, that doesn't seem inappropriate to me. I could have sexted someone yesterday and then got in a new relationship the next day and not thought that was inappropriate.
It's just
That
personal
sounds
opinion.
jealousy and like kind of weird, to be completely honest, because they were not in a relationship.
Yep. I agree.
So she says...
But here's the thing, just to be clear, too. If you're not in a relationship with someone, you can still sext and hook up with whoever.
Yeah. If you're not in a relationship, it's totally your discretion and your choice.
A relationship is just two consenting adults saying, hey, we're going to be together. Sometimes it's monogamous, sometimes it's not. And...
Yep, exactly. So she says, whatever helps you get through the day, got to focus on mine now, adios. And he said, new side of you, Sarah. I care about you and will always be your friend, as I have been. Yes, we sexted 2 months ago. So he's saying it's 2 months. He said, I have nothing to hide in my life, but I'm still entitled to safety and privacy, just like you or anyone else. I thought you'd understand and honor that. This has really shattered my sense of faith in that you were a human I could trust. I thought we'd always be friends. I've done nothing wrong, and I'm sorry if you're bummed, but this line of texting today has really deeply let me down and broken my trust as a friend. She said, I'm just showing your own text. Can you put yourself in my shoes for a sec? How I might feel gaslit by your behavior and communication. He said, I'm happy to speak on the phone, but no. She accuses him of using therapy talk against her, that he's weaponizing what therapists have said to them I don't know. But she sends him, not that it's really my business, but out of my own personal chicks before something code, if that's headed anywhere other than hookup or fling. I appreciate if you make the woman aware of how you've recently been flirting with me, sexing me, and leaning on me for a partner-level emotional support. And he said, I'm sorry. What? And that's this. So this is the text she sent before all of that conversation happened.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sorry, I'm moving backwards here. I was really confused at the order of this, to be honest. But then he talks about how screenshotting their texts is super messed up. Like, he basically, and I'll put it up, you can pause it if you want to read all of it, but it was like a huge violation and breach of his trust, and that he's sorry if she's in pain, that he's moving on, but that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like adults. I don't feel like I'm team either one of them. I see a little bit of pettiness here on both levels. I don't know if what he's saying is emotional abuse. That's the downside of not being able to hear a tone. Because sure, if he's saying this thing super condescending, I guess that could be considered emotional abuse. But that's also not taking into account that we're humans filled with emotion. And sometimes we aren't fair. We are selfish when we're hurt. And that comes with the territory. And that doesn't mean abuse.
Relationships can bring out really bad sides of people, and I think you're getting into really muddy water when you want to start claiming a fight between somebody is emotional abuse. Like,
I agree.
Emotional abuse is something we can't prosecute because it's
This
so
is
hard to
texting.
define. This is texting. And she posted a picture on Instagram saying this is one of the pictures she had to take down when she was with him because he didn't like it.
Okay.
And yeah. She said, reviving a pic I took down by request of a narcissist misogynist.
Yeah, that just is pettiness, in my opinion.
So get this. After all this, like a week or so later, Alexa Nicholas came out and made claims that Jonah Hill had essayed her.
Oh, God.
So... yeah.
Is this dogpile? Like, what's the proof? I guess I should ask that before I...
Well, there is no proof besides her personal account. She said, and I'm going to generally go over this. I have the text here. I'll put them up as I'm talking about each, or the tweets, but I'm not going to read them word for word.
Is Alexa friends with her?
Not that I know of. Now, she is a Disney Channel star. She was on, like, Zoe 101, I think, and something else. So she's in the celebrity world, similar to them. So could they have a connection that we don't know about? Maybe. But as far as I know, no.
Why are celebrities nowadays so uptight? Like, there's this old school Hollywood idea of celebrities that, like, slept around and had orgies and were just, like, living the good life. Like, where did this come from?
Well,
sounds kind of boring to be a celebrity.
She said, after reading Sarah Brady's post, she said when she was 16, she got invited to a house party at Justin Long's house, where he was living with some lame Predator actor from CSI Miami. And then she said he was sleeping, aka assaulting a minor friend of mine who was also 16 or 17. Anyways, Jonah Hill came over at some point and we're all pretty wasted because, of course, the Predators were feeding us a bunch of alcohol. And she said, why did Justin Long have children at his house late at night? Ew. She said, why are these out of order? Like, I literally put them in.
I don't know.
Okay. Jonah Hill seemed to have eyes on me because at one point I wanted a cig and he said he had one in his car right outside. He didn't seem like too much of an effort. It didn't seem like too much of an effort, so she agreed to go outside with him. And then apparently he took her out there to get them, and then as they were walking back in, she thought it was weird, like he didn't hand her the cigarette, and he pinned her down and started doing things to her. And she ended up pushing him off of her and ran inside. And I have a lot of messages here because there's like messages of her replying to people and arguing with people. But yeah, he slammed her in the door and shoved his tongue down her throat. She pushed him off him and was so appalled and ran away. And then she also accuses him of, like, there's some Punk'd episode where Justin Long is in it and Jonah Hill and Ashton Kutcher's punking them, and she reacts to it online and it's like them setting them up in a situation where they're at a bar with two minor girls and they know that they're minors and they're getting them drunk. And they, like, think it's real, supposedly. And then Ashton Kutcher comes in after the manager finds out and tries to ID them. And they get, like, it seems like they're going to get in trouble. Then he comes out and says it's punked. But it is a little weird that they're, like, so okay with minor girls getting drunk in a bar with them.
How old were they at the time?
You know, I don't know.
Because to be honest, I guess my issue would start if they... Yeah, I guess it's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird. Okay. It depends on how a girl looks. If they're at the age where you have a concern to the point where you're like, hey, how old are you? You know what I mean? Or did they look older where... It's not my job to go walk around at bars and be like, hey, how old are you? Hey, how old are you? Hey, how old are you? But it is my job to make sure I don't get myself in trouble by doing anything illegal with somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's up to the bar to card the girls, not the people sitting next to them drinking.
No, but if you know that they're a minor, if you are given that information and then you're okay with it...
And they knew it?
They knew.
Because here's the thing, okay? I lived in L.A., and I lived down there... downtown when I was under 21. Everybody has a fake ID, dude.
You're right. And say I'm at a bar...
And everyone's open about it. It's not even like an underground thing. It's like, of course, I got my fake ID. I have brown hair, and do you need one? Say
you're at a bar, okay, and you know minors are there drinking, but they're adults. Say they're 18, okay, 19, 20, and they have a fake ID, you know they're a minor...
There's nothing you can do.
I wouldn't go out of my way to get them in trouble. Like, to say that they should have been like, hey, minor drinking alcohol. Like, that doesn't... Come on. No, I feel like most people are not going to do that. Now, but to continue hanging out with those girls and chatting with them in, like, a flirty way, that is the weird part for me. That they know they're minors.
Under 18.
They're drinking with them.
If they're under 18. If they are 18, it's not weird.
One was 17 and one was 18, I think.
Okay.
In the show. The Punk'd show. If this is even real and not just scripted.
Yeah, if it's even real and not scripted. Because actually I believe 17 and a half is in California the legal age of that stuff, but...
So, So there are some serious allegations, okay? And she didn't do anything about it until now, where she's coming out with it, and there's also no way to prove this.
To dogpile. Yeah.
There is no way to prove it whatsoever. So I don't want to just off the bat be like, she's lying. I have no idea.
No,
she could very
no,
well be telling the
I
truth.
won't.
And I want to believe that she's telling the truth. And maybe... I mean, I do want to believe that, because I don't want to think somebody would lie and try to ruin a man's life.
Oh, dude, come on. It doesn't matter what sex somebody is. People are not always nice, and they're doing bad things for personal reasons because they have their own personal harm in them. That I would rather her be lying than know that people are out there just essaying that like that freely. I could never put myself in a situation like that where I wasn't like very comfortable. The person that I was about to do stuff with wasn't enthusiastically consenting. Okay.
Okay, but think about this.
So I would rather lying's easier than
this was a long
can
time
just
ago.
essay.
Okay, this was quite a while ago. He was much younger. He was probably chubby then, and he might have been kind of socially awkward with women. Think about like he's wasted.
Guys
say
wouldn't
he's
be
drunk.
That up front,
say he's true. That's a good point. But say he's really drunk and he's like thinking in his head, like, she came out to get a cigarette with me, like, just kiss her. Like, I feel like some guys get this idea in their head that women want them to be, like, aggressive, so they'll look for cues and then be like, they think women just want them to be passionate and do something like that, and then it is taken not that way at all. So I'm like, this was many years ago, like, where things were different in social climates.
Maybe. I guess if he just kissed her, though, is that really
It was
SA?
just a kiss. It was
Then
him
it's not SA.
kissing her.
Then it's not SA.
He turned around, pushed her down, and kissed her, according to her.
I mean, pushed her down or just stepped in close to her?
I know. It's also a matter of perspective here.
Because that is not how you do a first kiss when you're meeting someone like, mwah, love you.
I know, and if he was trying to SA her, wouldn't he go after not just kiss? Like, wouldn't he go after other things?
Yeah, I don't want to try and sit here and discredit what she's saying. I feel more comfortable trying to figure out what the logical explanation is, because there is 2 points of view in a situation like that.
And she's drunk.
Okay?
Her perspective is awful.
I wouldn't even go there. Okay, I think if there's validity here, okay, what I'm thinking is that she felt emotionally crowded. He could have stepped in and tried to make a move on her. She wasn't into it, and it feels like ooh,
icky.
Get off of me. You know, like, back up, dude. And when she should have took a step back and be like, no, I was asking for a cigarette. This was not an invitation to kiss. I'm sorry if you took it that way. That didn't happen. She ran.
But she was also 16, and he was an adult.
Okay. So.
But did he know that?
Did he know that? Does she look 16, or was she done up like she's ready for a bar or a club? That matters too, okay? And those details can cloud situations like this.
He didn't invite her there either. It's not like he knew her and invited her there.
I know.
He showed up at somebody's house and she was there.
Right.
So would he know?
And just to be clear, I'm not advocating for either side here. I think everybody's side that I've heard so far is a bunch of emotional mumbo jumbo. Not that it's fake.
Oh, not wrong.
Just
but
it's their own perception of a situation, okay? And when somebody feels like they've been done wrong, those perceptions can change. And another good thing to highlight is when you have a traumatic situation, even if it's very minimally traumatic, like very little, okay, just spikes fear a little bit, that can become bigger over time too.
Yeah, and
our memories, every time we remember a memory, it changes.
It can snowball in your mind because it felt traumatic. You can make it more traumatic. Like you could have dreams about it, and it can
alters to match your feelings.
Yep.
Not the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I I don't want to think either of them are bad people without any kind of evidence, like any of the people involved. But I will say one thing that I think is distasteful, but I understand why they do it, is they're like high-fiving each other online, like, go girl boss, like, yeah, get that predator. And I'm like, that's icky, dude.
Yeah,
You're
that's
talking
weird.
about abuse and assault, okay? SA.
Yeah, that's
Like, this
super
is
strange.
this is something that should be not like high five or ruining a guy's life, because that's what it feels like. That's 100% what it feels like.
Yeah. I just
and
hope
I
he
just
didn't
wanna,
do that. I hope people in this are just lying, because lying isn't as bad of a crime, in my opinion, as SA or assault or abuses. So.
And I want to put these up right here. We're kind of running out of time right now on this, but I want to put these up, and you pause and read them. These, Sarah Brady just posted these today, talking about, like, you know, afterthoughts of, like, in responses to things people are saying. And you just let us know what you think about them. Because I don't know. I feel like she's kind of a scorned ex, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it led to somebody else hopping on the train. And whether it's valid or not, I don't know. But I want to know what you think about it. And I hope everyone involved can find some peace. Because it does feel very heated and emotional.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It does. Absolutely.